And that's what's behind this Climate Heroes campaign that together we're launching today, because it's a real opportunity to reach out so that all of us in our own workplaces can find ways to help cut greenhouse emissions, to have in essence a cleaner and more efficient workplace. I just want to share with you, we've done this ourselves in the Australian Conservation Foundation's head office in Melbourne. We've worked to just green up our workplace, and we've done a few simple things. We put energy efficient light bulbs in. We make sure we turn off the computer monitors at night. We're also lucky with the building, we had the opportunity to put in louvers so you can open them, and we've got a comfort band of 19 to 26 degrees inside the building. So you'll know air conditioning is usually on just the one, it's like 22 degrees. So we've just made a band. At the bottom end, some people throw a jumper on. At the top end it's fine because there's air flowing through the building. And what we've found is that's cut the greenhouse emissions from the green building by 2/3. And it's saved us on our energy bill, but I think importantly for us all here, it's made the building a much healthier workplace. And what we find is the flu doesn't go around the building so much. The fresh air is really nice, and it's a great healthy workplace to be in. So I just wanted to make this comment as well. Some of the actions as climate heroes and in your own workplace that you'll be undertaking, they'll make a big difference for climate change, but you'll also find you end up with a healthier workplace. And that's a really good and really important thing. Now, I know the Climate Heroes program will offer members positive, simple and practical solutions throughout the whole year that people can implement in their workplaces and in their communities as well. And I know as well, when you've surveyed your membership, that 80% of your members say that addressing climate change is a priority issue for them. And apparently that was second only to the union's Very Fine Work Choices campaign. So your members are saying to you, this is a crucial issue they're concerned about, and through the Climate Heroes campaign, I think you'll do a wonderful thing in that you'll engage members doing something about it, being involved with solutions, you'll build hope, and you'll help them make a difference as well. Already 300 of your members have agreed to become Climate Heroes, and more will sign up throughout the year. So I'd urge you to sign up, if I may give that plug. And this means that over 300 public sector workplaces will be participating in the year-long program to reduce their impact on our future climate. The first actions that the campaign is going to run involve a simple assessment survey of each workplace. So you've got to start off by saying, okay, what's the situation at the moment? And that can help determine, well, what's some of the actions that will help make a big difference in the workplace. And one of the first actions is we're going to encourage everyone to be involved in the Earth Hour on March 29th. And that's a symbolic turning off of lights, but I think when people take simple little steps, they remember, and it starts to. The Climate Heroes program will also ensure that people are informed on when there's opportunities to urge our decision makers to take the right steps on this crucial issue as well. Let me mention why this is so important right now. Professor Ross Garnaut has been commissioned by Prime Minister Rudd to come back to the federal government with advice and recommendations on how the federal government should take action to tackle climate change. And he issued his interim report just 2 weeks ago. I think the most important thing in that report was this. Now, he's one of Australia's leading economists, and he said this issue is far more urgent than we realise. And that's partly because of growth rates in China, and that the rates of greenhouse pollution are increasing more quickly than the scientists and the world bodies realise. So Ross Garnaut is saying it's extraordinarily important that we act now and we act quickly if we're to avoid dangerous climate change. And in effect, I think this year will be the crucial year for Australia when we need to put in place domestic policies that get our nation on a path to a much cleaner future. And this year and next year will be the crucial period of time for the international community to reach agreement on strong action going forward. And I say next year because I suspect we're going to have to go past the George Bush presidency and really see the new President of the United States, whoever they are, strongly engage on this issue. So we've got an absolute urgency to really engage this issue this year and next. The other thing that Professor Rosciano said is, in Australia this year, one of the things we're going to need to do is adopt a strong 2020 target, so a near-term target, to see our emissions, which are currently going up, to see them turn around and go down. But he's also said this, he said we've got extraordinary opportunity in the Australian economy to be more efficient, to reduce emissions and generate jobs through new green technologies and new green jobs. So there's our challenge, and this is why your Climate Heroes campaign is so timely right now. The time is now for action. I just want to note that unions have often been part of environmental campaigns in the past. I had the pleasure many years ago now of joining with some of the Queensland unions as we fought together to protect Moreton Island from sand mining. And probably many of us have great pleasure in visiting Moreton Island and some of our other natural places around Queensland, many of which were saved because of good work by environmentalists and unions working together. So once again, in that spirit, we're looking forward to join with you with this Climate Heroes project. This issue can seem pretty big and daunting at times. You might say, well, how the heck do we get on top of a global issue like this? Probably everyone here has heard of the hole in the ozone layer and some of the challenges we've faced with that. There's some good news in this because that's caused by particular chemicals, mainly chlorofluorocarbons, you remember from hairspray and the like, that were damaging the upper atmosphere ozone layer. Now, all the countries of the world got together and said, this is a serious problem. They did this in 1990. They all reached agreement that the production of these destructive chemicals had to be dramatically reduced, and that has now happened. And what the scientists are telling us is that hole in the ozone layer is now reached the point where it's starting to repair. Now, it's going to take 50 to 60 years to repair, by the way. When you muck up the climate, it takes some time to fix it up. But there's an example that we can draw real encouragement from, knowing that the governments of the world, if the political will is there, can make the tough decisions to give us a cleaner future. We need the same thing with climate change and cutting greenhouse pollution right now. Here's the other thing, and this is a fundamental part of this campaign. Any first step is an important first step someone takes in tackling climate change. So changing to energy efficient light bulbs, turning computer monitors off at night, they may seem like small steps, but if you add up what everyone can do in Australia and around the world, it makes a difference. And so it's an issue that we actually can make a difference on, and by taking those first small steps, I think we educate people to the bigger issues at hand and to the need for our governments to act. Let me finish with this. You could say, gee, this is really daunting. On the other hand, you could say, we are the privileged generation. We actually have the opportunity to avoid dangerous climate change. If we mess it up, our kids won't have that opportunity. So let's exercise that opportunity really well. Let's exercise it now. And I've got great pleasure in launching this Climate Heroes campaign that we're doing together. I wish you well with it. Thank you very much.